May I come in, sir?
Come on.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Shailly Raj.
Yes, sir.
Am I pronouncing your name
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Shailly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You did your BTech in EC, Electronics
Yes,
and
sir.
Communication, in 2011.
Yes, sir.
But you have opted for political science and international relations.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Sir, after exploring the subject, I found that it is very dynamic and interesting subject, and it will widen my knowledge, and also it aligns with the UPSC preparation. Then I found that engineering as an optional was not there. Electronics and communication, only electrical was there. For that, I need to study some extra electrical related books.
okay. What is the role of caste in politics? You can choose Karnataka or you can choose UP. Essentially, you are from UP,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Your father is from Virat,
Yes, sir.
mother is from Uttarakhand. You can choose any of the state. Either you talk of Bhokaliga, Linga, or take UP, whatever is convenient.
Definitely, sir. In Indian politics, identity politics is very strongly rooted as we are traditional and feudal society to some extent, and caste as a mobilization factor has. In a good way turned out the voter turnout also, and mobilized on some common issues which were making that caste deprived or as a strength. But in the longer run, we, as a citizen, responsible citizen, we should fight for some fundamental issues, not on local issues, caste-based issues. So caste-based politics has outlived its utility to mobilize the people, but now we should have a common civic issues to fight together for development of a nation.
Do you see that in your future? That it will be fought on civic issues and developmental issues and not on caste?
Definitely, sir. With increasing literacy rate, we see that, and increasing youth population, we see that demand for employment and good infrastructure is being demanded to be of world class, which other countries are able to give. So it puts pressure on the government to bring an inclusive, development-oriented governance.
There has been a lot of controversy between Karnataka and Maharashtra over what issue?
So there is a district, Belgaum district, where the population demographic composition is such they are Marathi speaking, but 70 years back the division was made such that it was put into Karnataka region by the SRC, State Reorganization Commission. So the people in the region and also the Maharashtra government is very assertive to bring back that region of Marathi speaking into that Maharashtra region. But Karnataka government is reluctant to let go that piece of land.
43 villages or something.
Yes, sir.
But how it happened? Because the essentially state formations were done only on language basis.
Definitely, sir. But the commission report was such that after finding all the possibilities, they thought that it is good for to be given into the Karnataka region.
And the matter is also subjective.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are also interested in international relations. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
How is your relationship with Sri Lanka?
So with Sri Lanka, we have ethnic, cultural, historical relations, and currently we see that Sri Lanka was going through financial economic crisis, and India has lent its support there, and also India is very is very brotherly attitude towards Sri Lanka, but we see that China's influence in Sri Lanka has increased, which has increased the tension between the neighbors.
But isn't it the indebtedness to China is the reason? One of the reasons, at least, for the Sri Lankan economy to crumble. Besides other reasons, of course.
Definitely, sir, that huge unsustainable infrastructure projects has put Sri Lanka into debt crisis.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is the other reason?
So the domestic politics of that country is it's very identity based, where ethnic minorities are being persecuted, and which puts pressure on the Indian southern states also. So domestic politics is also one of the reasons for not having political stability to undertake long reforms there.
Organic farming, was it one of the reasons?
Yes, sir.
Banning of import of fertilizers.
Definitely, sir. The government, without analyzing pros and cons, have banned the pesticides and herbicides and switched over to organic farming. Also, after the COVID pandemic, tourism, which is the main portion of the country's revenue, has hit back. So all these reasons have turned out to be a economic disaster for Sri Lanka.
Senior system engineer in IBM for 6-7 years.
Yes, sir.
Why did you quit?
Sir, after my graduation, I was clear that I have to prepare for civil services, but I wanted to make myself financially stable and know the process, because it's a very arduous exam. So in the meantime, I was preparing myself and then earning also. So, but later on, I thought that I have to give more time, so I quit my job and dedicated full time.
Okay. And this is your 9th attempt.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't succeed, what is your plan B?
So I have experience in the software industry, so I will brush up my skills and go back and join to the private sector.
Okay. Your priority for Indian Foreign Service is at number 5.
Yes, sir.
Why you don't like Foreign Service?
So Indian Foreign Service is a very prestigious job, but I would first prefer to work in India, so that's why I have preferred more of the jobs where I can work on ground for the people of the country.
Okay. This formation of Uttarakhand,
Yes, sir.
carved out of UP, and now there is a demand to create some more states,
Yes.
like Harit Pradesh, Meerut in the center, western UP,
Yes, sir.
Bundelkhand,
Yes, sir.
Purvanchal.
Yes, sir.
So what is your view? These small states, creating small states, will it lead to faster development, or they will not be sustainable? UP is, even after Uttaranchal, is still a one-unity state.
So we have to analyze from the both side pros and cons. So if we see the pros of dividing the UP, we could see that the bigger the state is, the more the centralizing tendency happens there. And also we see the representation in the parliament, whether Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, it has an undue bias towards the seats where South Indian states are complaining of that. So it will balance out if we make a smaller states. So federalism will be balanced. Then we see that the smaller units have better governance, and if we see the performance of Uttarakhand, to some extent it has improved, because we see the administrative center Lucknow, for even small purposes they had to travel very long, the people from Uttarakhand. So now they have it at their in the local region. And if we analyze the cons of that, so with the further bifurcation, it will open the domino effect. The demands from other states will also increase. So I think the better solution would be that we can organize the districts So district-based administration, or we can empower the local panchayats, devolve them more power, which is still not happened in the North Indian states, and UP, Bihar kind of states are still languishing in the local development. Thank you, sir.
Some of the leading politicians,
Yes, sir.
he called GST Gabbar Singh tax. Why should he make this statement? He made the statement fine. And what is the logic he extended? Do you see any such things which are draconian in this system and which needs correction?
So GST, goods and service tax, was a demand which was starting since very long from the Congress time, and it was a need of the time since India is a big nation, big market, and GST tries to formalize the economy. And but the way it was implemented, so there were some glitches in the system, so which put pressure on the internet network for filing the systems, especially by the small and micro enterprises, which has put a setback on their returns, and many businesses has vanished because of that. Then compliance were increased without first making them aware of the system, and we see, if we see positively, we see that every month we are having crossing 1 lakh crore of returns from the GST collections. So in a way it is a good system, but the need is to correct the glitches, and GST council is there to iron out the differences between the states. So in a way it will boost the competitive cooperative federalism, but the way it was folded out without a proper groundwork, so that could be the reason that the politician said so.
Now, do you have any suggestions to improve the system?
Yes, sir, definitely. With the increasing technologies like the big data and artificial intelligence, machine learning, we can increase the capacity. Like 5G is there, the server, the problem of technical glitches are there in the GSTN network. So that could be raised, and more friendly applications should be increased, so that even the small filers can find it easy to comply with the rules and regulations instead of winding up the business.
Would you suggest reducing the slabs also? Because there are too many slabs, 5%, 10%, 12%, 18%, then 28%.
So they are the requirement of the time, because every kind of product cannot be clubbed into one slab. So there are essential commodities, there are some luxury items. Depending on those criteria, slabs are there. So there's a rationality behind putting the slabs.
Okay, you have in your hobbies written recycling of household items.
Yes, sir.
So, do you have, can you give us one or two examples where you have successfully done it and how has it benefited?
So recycling can be done at two levels, at upcycling and downcycling. So in downcycling, like the biodegradable waste of vegetables, which is generated every day, I used to make a compost out of that, which I used in my plants. Then the wastewater which I get from daily, like AquaGuard wastewater, I use it as a grey water for cleaning and watering the plants. And for upcycling, I like the materials like paper, plastic, and the jute ropes. All these things I have used to make, like fun item is the using rubber tire and a rope. I have made sitting stool kind of thing, which has added value to it. Then plastic bottles I have used it for gardening purpose, planting the trees. And using tissue paper, I have made paper mache products, dolls and all, using other items for the crafts also.
So, if I'm allowed to ask, you from Meerut you shifted to Bangalore. So, with whom you are living in Bangalore? Your husband?
Sir, my father worked in HEL, so I had all my schooling from HEL Amethi. Then he got transferred in 2008 to HEL Bangalore, and I was studying in IIIT Allahabad. So as a choice of center, I took IBM Bangalore there. So I stayed with my family in Bangalore.
Okay. Sure.
Shailly, you are electronics and communication engineer,
Yes, sir.
and you have mentioned some developments in the field like AI and data mining, etc. So, what are the uses of AI in our daily life? Where we can use it, or where are we using it?
Sir, artificial intelligence is a very smart programming feature which uses the creativity. The machines are there. We made them aware of the algorithms by showing them patterns and getting them memorized so that they can behave in such a way. So they are intelligent machines. So in everyday life, we can have its application everywhere, from commercial buying, purchasing, to medical, health, education, space. So it has even in financial transactions. So everywhere we can see that it has penetrated itself.
Have you heard the term metaverse?
Yes, sir.
What is it? What does it mean?
So it is an artificial environment where our avatar will be there, and we can interact with the people in that simulated environment. So we need not to be physically present there.
And what is the use of virtual reality? Where are we can, what is the applied aspect of VR?
Sir,
Apart from gaming and
yes, sir. So in telemedicine, surgery, robotic surgery, so we can make use of visual realities, and even in space explorations we can use it.
okay. It is seen that many youngsters are not opting for research as a career. Why it is so, and what can be done to change the situation?
So the mindset is such that after graduation, most of the chunk of people are from the middle and upper middle class, and the parents want the return on their investment, so they want that as soon as possible they start working. And research has a long gestation period, and also it requires investment for turnout to be there, like to be remunerative. The first aspect is that. Then second is very few institutes are such which provides quality of research, like IITs and ISCs, very few students get to their desired courses where they want to research, and majority just start hunting for getting jobs to get themselves stable. And those who can afford it, they go for abroad for their research. So I think it need to be worked out, and India is doing in that direction by collaborating with various foreign universities, and also making courses like MOOC initiative is there, where free education will be available so that people can enroll there. Okay.
And in India, it is said that the delivery of justice is very delayed. So, in your opinion, what are the reasons for delay in delivery of justice?
So definitely this is a sad aspect of a judicial system, because it is said justice delayed is justice denied, and there are various factors. First is that the shortage of judges and staff. Then the police system, it needs also to be diversified, like women's issues are mostly neglected. Women workforce should be increased there. Then infrastructure should be provided, training and coordination, and also behavioral change in the people, so that they can come up and get their grievances redressed, because people are also not very supportive of. They are fearful of their life not coming for evidence and all this. So this also creates hurdles in getting justice fast.
Thank you, Shailly.
Thank you.
Hanji. So let's talk about economy.
Yes, sir.
So are we doing something good?
Definitely, sir, we are doing good, and India has achieved a fourth position in the top 5 economies.
So what we have a projection after 25 years?
Sir, in the top 3, we are looking for
32
32 trillion. Okay.
So when we talk about GST, sir asked you a question, why this GST, you also said 1 lakh is touching 1.5 lakh crore now.
Yes, sir.
So why every month it is increasing?
So the compliance rates are increased, and it has widened the base of the companies under it. So because of widened base, we are increasing.
Achha, is that the only reason?
Then second is the compliance also.
Don't you think the e-commerce is playing a good role?
Yes, definitely, sir. The digital penetration is very high.
So why are you very keen in getting into revenue services?
Sir, I feel that it's a very prestigious job, and it provides the financial know-how, very technical job also.
Would you prefer a sitting job rather than on a field job?
No, sir, I will prefer a field job more than a sitting job.
Anyway, that's your personal choice. Now, when we talk about, let's come to the foreign policies.
Yes, sir.
Have you achieved anything in terms of dealing with other nations?
Definitely, sir. India's foreign policy is now recognized all over, that in such a critical time also, India has maintained its principal stand vis-a-vis West and East, and has gained a lot even in such crisis situation.
Okay, so last question. Our external ministers just visited one of the countries, which is a visit of a foreign minister after 27 years. Can you name? Anyway,
Yes, sir.
Austria, Cyprus,
Okay.
just visited, now is in Maldives.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Huh? So where to send her out?
नहीं हाँ
Sir.
तो 21 में गई थी.
Yes, sir.